Hello.
Hello.
Hello. It's all right. Okay, this is the Chester.
Or just do the very good one from that talk.
Yeah, because we actually have video.
You submit this as minutes, right?
Yeah, and we actually have a couple motions where we gotta pay insurance.
So you're actually having.
Glad we can help you.
Absolutely. Do you want to come over on this side when we do that?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so this is the Chester Township budget hearing for 2020. You guys could all sign in. And then, Kristen, if you would start with the balances.
Did you want to call your meeting order?
Welcome to Chester Township Board of Trustees Special Meeting Agenda. Called to order.
Joe Mazurko?
Yes.
Frank Paul? Yes.
Okay, we have Chester Township. They submitted a 2020 budget. Their general fund has a remaining cash balance of $494,445.50. They requested revenue in the amount of $680,930. We're going to go ahead and certify $691,189. Estimated expenses are at $885,380 with an ending cash balance of $300,254.53. Road and Bridge has a beginning cash balance of $642,707.50, requesting revenue in the amount of $2,147,426, which will certify. Estimated expenses $2,585,700, leaving a cash balance of $204,453.53. Fire fund has a beginning cash balance of $98,419.83. Requesting revenue, which will certify in the amount of $2,070,777. Estimated expenses at $1,540,000. Ending cash balance of $629,196.83. Police fund has a beginning cash balance of $721,014.67. Requesting and certifying revenue in the amount of $1,624,149.85. Estimated expenses at $1,896,075. Ending cash balance of $449,089.52. Total millage for tax year 2019 with the 2020 collection, 1.5 inside general fund, 1.5 inside road and bridge, 5 outside road and bridge, 6.97 outside police, 6.75 outside fire, for total millage of 21.7.
Can I go first this time?
Yeah.
Well, you probably want this. So the police fund, the expenditures are outpacing the revenues. So your cash balance is decreasing. But then I saw that you're putting on your estimated cash balances are decreasing, and you even start to take a bite out of your actual balances. So, putting on my prosecutor hat, I believe that you're understaffed in the police department. So what was the thought of putting on a renewal versus?
Because of the big road fire levy this year, so we're looking next year for the new police levy.
Just doing a separate levy then?
Separate levy.
Okay. So you didn't think of course correction on the renewal? I mean, that's old money, so I can see why you want to keep it.
Right, we tried, so several years ago, we tried to start getting the old levies because of the old ads, getting those as permanents. So we switched a couple of them. With new levies, we missing getting those.
Yeah, I mean, if you get the old levies set on as permanent levies, obviously you're giving your taxpayers the benefit of that.
Right.
You figure that's 12.5%. Yeah, it's 12.5% that you're helping them out with. So I understand that. I just, I think that just because the trustees are here, my personal opinion, well, my professional opinion is is that, you know, you need more help in that police department. I just don't think you have enough staff.
Yeah, we'll be up to 14 by the end of this year.
They just approved two new, one part-time,
You're down.
full-time.
Then you were
another
down
full-time
one.
person.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like you're,
Constantly fighting.
I know, you're scooping out the ocean with the bucket. So, but yeah, I think that you just, again, I think you need to really look hard at getting your baseline staffing in the police department higher than it's been historically. So that was all I had. That was.
May I go first?
Yes.
What can we do to help, how can we help you get on UAN with your budget submission?
We will have it by next year. All right.
That's what I wanted to hear.
We hired the assistant fiscal officer to resign.
Yeah.
And I have a new assistant who is, I believe, more than capable of getting assigned to that.
I mean, it's just hard to read.
I understand, and we have different.
You must have a much higher power set of glasses than I've got, because I
Well,
have to ask Jim Flays to read these. for me.
So I send the.
It's getting exhausting
Right.
reading
I
small
send the
print
Excel-
for these guys.
I send the Excel version every time because of that, but the reason why I send the PDF is because I sign off on it.
Right, but the problem with having an Excel version and then a PDF version, we have to have these things all open, and we have to point, line by line, check pages and pages and pages, making sure that see what we're testing for? If you submit it in Excel format and you give us the Excel document, we have to make sure that the cells are properly summed. Otherwise,
Gotcha.
we have to do hard math.
All right, we'll make sure.
Whereas UAN, we don't have to do any of that, because it can't produce what it doesn't have.
All right.
You know what I mean? So, and I get it, I know why you're doing it, because you want to be able to take this somewhere else and work on it at night. I get it. But we need to have somebody data entry it at some
Okay.
point. And then that will help with the Schedule A and Schedule B submission, because that's all I'm going into. Look, those are my hot buttons.
Okay.
You know that, Craig, we've talked about this.
Yep.
I need to get consistently submitted documents from everybody, because that makes my life easier, and it makes their lives easier. I mean, people struggle with this. The other side of that coin is, and I don't know if you've already done this or not, have you created a 2231 permissive fund?
So yes, we created, the board approved that, what, about
A month
two,
ago?
yeah, around a month ago.
Okay, so that's since we sent you this July.
Correct. Yeah, I did not realize that, so that was sitting in
Okay,
our.
so that's gonna clean up.
Vehicle, or gas tax, I can't remember which one of those, and we've already moved it. We haven't got a notice back from the state yet that it's been approved.
I think after 30 days, it's assumed approved.
Okay.
Check with your APA on that. I think I read somewhere where he's got 30 days, and if he doesn't, it's assumed approved. If he contacts you with questions, you can't assume that.
Okay.
That's what I was told, but,
No, it was 30 days, I assumed it was approved.
well, check upstairs with whoever your APA is and make sure
Okay.
that's legit.
Okay.
You know, otherwise, you know, we want to make sure we can all be on the same page. And there was a question, and I don't know if this has been answered, maybe it has. In the pre-submission, we had transfers out, weren't equaling transfers in. Did you resolve
Yeah,
that?
I responded to you, I actually asked if you.
Had read it.
got the
I think I
response.
said,
No.
No, I'm buried,
Time.
thank you. That was like last week.
Right, so again, spreadsheet UAN issue, so I think that if you pick up a different line, because I had prior year appropriate or purchase orders
Right.
being pulled out,
Right.
and I think that was it. And then there were some small fund balance adjustments because of stale checks that were old
Okay.
year closed.
And I think the transfer problem goes away with UAN anyway, because you
Yes.
can't do one side of a transfer.
Right, and I am tying the UAN in the spreadsheet, but yes, I know what you're saying.
Okay, that's the bulk of what I have. We clean this up, I'm better, and I think heartburn goes away from our end.
So Craig, let's go to road and bridge. I'm not concerned about how much cash you have on hand. I'm concerned with your estimated end cash balances being inordinately low.
I don't have that sheet that you're looking at.
Maybe this one. I don't know. You should have this,
Yeah, your hand's right on.
This one?
No,
bottom one. The long legal.
Oh, it's on the long one,
Yeah,
okay, because
yeah.
I see colors on yours, okay.
Because
I'm
he
sorry.
writes in red.
so look at 2018.
Okay.
Your estimated ending cash balance of $239,000.
That's your budgeted.
Okay.
Is
The
that
real cash balance is $1.2 million.
Okay, so that goes back to what happened last year. So we submitted a request to move inside millage, and it did not happen. So this year, there's the road was actually at a one inside mill. Last year they were at 2, and they were supposed to be at 1. This year, or 1.5. This year they're at 1, and then next year they go back to the 1.5, the way that the board wanted. So they had excess cash from last year that went into.
They had predicted moving inside millage from Road and Bridge into the general fund, which we failed to do. So,
Okay.
because we didn't, I'll take the hit for this one. I think we
It
somehow.
was miscommunication.
Yeah,
I
we
just
didn't,
caught
we
it.
didn't get it
caught
done.
when I got it.
So they said, we'll do it for the next year, which would be this year. And we've passed it for this year. So that money was not anticipated.
Then that begs the question, you've got $1.2 million in the bank to spend. You've got over $2 million coming into revenue, so you've got some cash for
And-
road and bridge.
Yes, and I know we have, because the new levy that was passed a couple of years ago, which brings in about 900,000, that is all earmarked for road improvements. So
Okay.
that's gonna really should, by the end of this year, when we get the actuals, it should be back to normal.
There's 875 we're doing this year and 1.20 million next year for roads. So
You get $2 million a year from the taxpayers anyway, so you have more than adequate resources to do that.
Yeah, you're still underspending.
The levy for this year, the fire levy, is a renewal.
The renewal, yes, there's a small renewal for 80,000 that we're letting expire.
And that expires next year, but we're still looking at it to possibly end it this year.
Is that rollback eligible?
Yes.
You're
I know,
cheating the
I know.
taxpayers out of 12.5%.
Yeah, but we got the additional,
But you could reduce that. Here's what you could do. You could renew the rollback eligible. And then you could reduce collection on the new one, which was not rollback eligible. And you
for
save-
1 year, or
You can reduce it forever if you want,
Yeah.
do a permanent reduction. You're not getting rollback on that new one. I just hate to see 12.5% money go away. I mean, it's free money to the taxpayer. You don't see any difference. So, you and I have had this.
Right.
I think we are aligned on it. I think we're having trouble convincing trustees of when should a continuous levy occur, when should it not occur, and then when do you let a rollback levy expire, when should you let it expire?
I don't think you'll have a problem with this and me.
So
Because I
if I
agree.
understand correctly, you've got a
Just
rollback
need one other.
eligible. Yeah, you've got a rollback eligible levy
One.
that you're considering letting expire. You'd be better off to renew that, and if you explain to the taxpayer, if you renew this, we will reduce collection on the other levy, the amount that we're going to gain. That saves the taxpayer 12.5%. How is that a lose to anybody? I mean, my luck
I mean, it's
is.
paperwork, you know, you gotta go
Well,
through
it
the.
will cost you about $3,000 to put on the ballot, right? It'll cost you some money.
Which is another reason why to make it permanent.
Well, we've had this conversation.
Yes, we have.
You have to look at each levy and say, is there any expectation that this money will never be required in the future? If it's to sustain life, it should be permanent.
Right.
If it's for an anomaly, then it shouldn't be permanent.
Right.
Those are the tests you need to do.
Right, absolutely. And bottom line, you can still not collect them.
You can always reduce collection. I don't think anybody ever complains about it. Well, somebody will, because he complains about everything, right?
Right.
But no, you can always do that.
Right. Well, discuss it.
Whose turn is it?
My turn.
Okay,
Motion to approve.
Second.
yes.
Yes.
Aye, you guys wanna pass your motions while we fill out our paperwork? Please.
Yes. We have a couple of fiscal items to go over. Need motions 395, 2019, 395. Move to approve the following intro fund transfers as listed below.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. 3019, 2019396, move to approve and and sign the following purchase orders as listed below.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. 2019397, move to approve and sign the following checks as listed below.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Here, and one personnel,
No, we're not doing that.
yes, we are, it's the road department.
Oh, our advertising.
Yes, for advertising. 2019398, move to advertise for a road worker for a full-time position in the road department with benefits in the following paper: Chesapeake News, September 4th, 2019, Maple Leaf, August 22nd and 29th, 2019, and Indeed.com. All applicants and resumes due on September 5th at 3 p.m. to Town Hall via hard copy or email.
I'm gonna take a picture of the three and send it.
All in favor? Aye. Any other matters, Craig? Move to close this meeting at 11:09 a.m.
Thank you. Have a great day. No, I'm glad you could take care of some business.
You turned around the other one. Oh.